Saw Zak in this year's Champions League where he played beautifully. He was in week number 1, very first Monday night pool of 2025. Played spectacularly, took down Tom Cousins in that group. Did manage to make it through the last 16, but that's no shame. And an excellent first break with a tricky opening layout, similarities to that first match of the night where Eddie Barker and Dylan Leary did similar. Great opening break, good first chance, but problems.
Yeah, ideally they want to be on yellows. I don't think the yellow goes to the right centre first shot, so it's a bit of a tester for Lee's first shot of the night. This will give you an indication of how he's feeling.
Oh, that'll be a nerve settler. Just rolling in a long one.
And that was important that they just made sure they got on yellows there, because the reds aren't the best, and you might see Zak here just think about, is it worth just pulling back and sort of just try to take control in the frame.
Yeah, we always say in this game, don't we, you should always play the table and not your opponent. But do you have to play your opponent a little bit in the pairs especially?
I think in a way, yeah, because you know, especially the first match of the night, because you know how important it is not to lose and keep yourself with the momentum. But if he gets this right, he could be out.
Oh, it's a fabulous shot. He's not developed the other yellow though, and that was the danger of going.
I think maybe he can just take this yellow into the bottom right, as Lee's just pointed. Bit of top right hand spin and just check the cue ball off the side rail and into the red if he can do it.
Yeah, that's good enough, I think.
Zak's got to play a little onto the right centre and use the top rail with a little trace aside and come off the side rail, and then he's on the yellow. Leave the natural angle for Lee. So it's a good starter for these two. He's going into the top corner.
Yeah, you going the other way around, same kind of idea, but opposite angle, of course. Stuns into the 8 ball. We'll go bottom left next. Thin one.
Yeah, it's thin, but as again Lee's just pointed, he's probably going to use the red as a guide. Just needs to make sure he hits it full.
Yeah, that's good enough. Good shot. I tell you what, good signs early on for Lee Whitfield.
Yeah, he looks like he's playing just how he does in practice, which is a very good sign. Sustained pace, and what a start to settle them in for the night. And if this is the standard they're going to be playing at, watch out.
Yeah, absolutely. Match for anyone on that kind of form. That was a lovely visit to the table. And two players who, as Zak mentioned in the interview, they don't play together. This is their first experience of it, and well, sometimes when you put two good players together, good things can happen, and that was an excellent visit on the Scotch doubles from Zak and Lee.
Yeah, the most pleasing thing about that finish was the first shot from Lee. Lee's really played all the tough shots. And he's come out well, and he's looked in complete control, and we get to see Justin Matthews with the break.
Yeah, absolutely amazed me earlier on when I turned up to the venue, and I realised this was indeed the same player that I commentated on 3 or 4 years ago against Carl Morris. He looks like a completely different being, but that's what the teenage years can do to all of us. And Justin Matthews has not just changed his physical appearance, but he's levelled up his game as well. He was such a talented young player. That was why he was in that competition to start with, but has really continued to progress through the ranks. And the Next Gen Series will be fantastic for him. England international for his age group as well, which will be even further great experience. Tonight, his first appearance on this arena for a good few years, and the first frame will be key for him.
Yeah, and this shot is the key to the frame. He's got to play this with a trace of running side and just bump into the red, but he needs to get it out the way to be on another, otherwise he could land glued.
Not ideal.
No, but if they do plant, he's got second prize, where he can play the red into the middle off the yellow to still hold position.
Yeah, and you can see it can definitely be made.
Yeah, I think he can just carry on with this finish and play it off the yellow with an element of control to get onto the red to the bottom. He's not.
Oh, I quite like that. I quite like that. It's a very, very clever little shot from Justin Matthews, and a touchy one as well, because he's not just sort of played a containing shot, but he's also made that yellow at the bottom of the table a problem ball. It doesn't go past that red, but the red, crucially, still goes. So Zak's now got to play a good shot.
Yeah, Zak's playing a bit of an attacking safety. He's going to get the cue ball to open the yellow up, as you said, and it's a clever shot, because he's not really left Justin anything, and he's developed his yellows.
Yeah, for the good shot that Justin just played, Zak just equalised in the safety exchange, and now the young man they call the Seagull has got to find a very good shot.
Who comes up with these nicknames?
It's a good question. You can see family members from both watching on from the sidelines. Just a pure containing shot there from Justin Matthews. There wasn't a hole else other on, to be fair to him. And he's just almost... Well, he's dangled the carrot, hasn't he, to Zak Shepherd?
Yeah, and I think, to be honest, I think that's all he could do. And if the yellow that's closest to the red at the bottom is slightly tied up and Zak's got to play a developing shot at some point, then it's probably the right shot to just ask the question. And it's a big frame of the match, because there's going to be another at least 2 or 3 minutes taken out of this frame, and 2-0 and 1-1's massive.
Almost feel like Zak's fighting with his instincts here. One side of him's telling go, and the other one's saying pull back. He's going.
Oh, he's just tied up that yellow again. So it's hard to look at how he's going to get an angle to develop it, but has he made it into a plant into the corner?
I was just thinking, is that a 3-ball plant, or even, you know, play the cue ball into the red off a yellow?
Well, if it plants, he could play yellow into the top left, get onto the right hand side rail, and then play the yellow onto the red onto the yellow.
You make it sound so easy.
It's okay, sat here. It's a problem playing it. But he's looking at that shot that about leaving the cue ball where I've just touched upon.
Yeah, I think it's a shot. Needs a good cue ball here, though. Short. Little bit short.
Story of my life. I think he's still got to go here.
I was going to say, does he have the sort of the second prize here? Can he look to play the cue ball into the red and the yellow and still make the yellow maybe left centre? Not sure if the angle's there. I don't think so.
No, I think he's still going to have to play the yellow onto the red and just control the cue ball to be on the other yellow.
This is tough. Yeah, it was very, very tough. The one good thing for him is he's not developed that red. But if you're Justin now, you're right back in the game. Yeah. And you can sort of get to work to put the screws to Zak here.
He could play a good loss of turn here and just get the cue ball in pretty much in line with the 8-ball if he can get this.
Wanted to avoid that red, and Zak Shepherd, that is dream scenario, as this is what he was planning to leave himself.
Yeah, the key to this shot, he's got choices. Does he clip it into the right centre, but then the red is dangerous snookering him, or he plays it to the top rail and tops all the way through? He's going right centre, so watch the red.
That's lovely. Would have loved a little bit of a thinner contact, but it's not awful.
It's a shot, and
it's a shot that you might have expected not to have a couple of shots ago.
Cue ball's going to be travelling, so can he control it just enough?
He's pinched that a lot more than I thought was possible. That's a lovely, lovely shot from Zak Shepherd.
Yeah, he's just pulled up in time, and It's hard to tell from this. It looks like he's not in danger of going an off, but going off, is he?
He is good. Well, you called it straight away. That was definitely in the equation, but Zak Shepherd had his angles right, and that's a very, very fine out in the end from the Welshman. And Justin Matthews, sadly for him, not able to turn the tide. Difficult layout that to start with, and played some good shots in the midst of it all. Those are the ones that, as a youngster coming through, I mean, you'll speak to this, coming through the England junior ranks as you did, you know, you probably felt comfortable dishing up, but when you're in a tactical exchange with someone who's got years and years more experience, those are the really tough frames to win.
Yeah, the safety play of English 8 ball is just as important as breaking and clearing. And if you've got no safety game, you'll, against the top players, you will just get found out. Justin didn't do a lot wrong in that match. He played one, I'd say, poor safety shot, which wasn't easy either. But that's the fine margins that whether you win or lose a frame.
I think almost more important in that particular shot that you referenced was that he played the right shot. It was just a slightly lax execution, and that can be worked on. You can't necessarily. Anyway, let's work on Lee Whitfield for the time being, because he got, I wonder if he got a slightly bad rack from our referee Orange Tesco, because he seemed to hit them quite nicely, but look where they've all landed. He looks like he's going though on yellows.
Yeah, I can't say anything bad against Orange Tesco. He'll beat me up.
Yeah, and he's a lot bigger than you.
But as you said, as I touched upon tonight, Lee is very attacking. He's got a lot of belief in his own ability, and he can get finishes from nowhere.
This could be another one. I wonder if he's thinking he can get on the yellow to the bottom left next after this shot.
The only thing I would say is, with them being 2-0 up, is it worth potentially hanging the frame, or shall you just pull up and let the other opponent maybe go for something that isn't quite there because they're chasing to stay in the match and beat the clock?
I absolutely see your point. I don't think Lee's going to listen though. So he makes the red, that's fine, just a simple loss of turn shot, but not making the yellow was the bigger problem.
It is second prize though in a way, because there isn't really a natural angle that Josh has got to get this red out on the left hand side. So he's just going to play safe himself.
Yeah, can get a pretty good cue ball there. Might have just gone a fraction far. I think he's okay. Don't think he's left side of the yellow, bottom right. Tight though. Lee obviously feels like he might be able to go close.
Yeah, I think Lee's just got to make sure he hits the yellow and just leaves the cue ball on the bottom rail. Now, if this red goes into the left centre, Josh could go here. Just top through, leave yourself a better angle to then come off the bottom rail, the side rail, and into the red and yellow after this shot. He's got the perfect angle now. As you see, he's just looking at how he wants to get the cannon, but this is a good opportunity. I think what will give him the best chance of getting out is coming 2 rails rather than 1. Deserved better.
Yeah, he's been a bit unlucky there, he really has.
He's got a thin clip into the left-hand centre, and he's got a choice. Does he play it naturally or off the yellow? Off the yellow, and unlucky.
He is unlucky. I think he was more unlucky the shot before, because he played a lovely shot, didn't he? That was about as bad as he could probably land.
Yeah, he's been rather unfortunate, but I'm just wondering, the red maybe is far enough over the middle pocket where Lee can't pop the yellow in that area, so
You might have a dead ball at the top of the table, yeah.
see where's the cue ball.
Oh, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. Ollie Goddard, massive chance. 5 minutes left, 15-second shot clock will come after this first shot. Cue ball in hand for Ollie G.
This
My
is
favourite Sacha Baron Cohen character.
and this will be the frame that to get them in the match and just settle this pairing down. And if they can get this in the Scotch doubles next, they are definitely in this match.
Do you know what pains me a little bit, Liam? Is that I'm pretty sure Ollie G was born way, way after Ali G.
I promise you I won't be doing my Ali G impressions anyway.
Yeah, let's not do that. There's people watching. Big shot here. Nails the double. That's a great shot. Good recovery from Ollie Goddard. Had got himself into a little bit of trouble there, but has very much found the exit door.
Me Julie will be proud. That's a great shot by Ollie. Big 8-ball.
Yeah, never in doubt. Cued that in confidently, didn't he? And that will make Ollie Goddard feel very, very good indeed. This pairing are right in this match. There's not long left. 2-1 down. Scotch frame coming. I think Justin's given him a few pelters about his positional shot to force him to play the double, because it really was, even for a player of Ollie's level, we were talking about a junior player, it was a really, really comfy finish for him that he almost made a bit of a meal of, but very, very nicely done. And these two have just got to mind their work here in this next frame.
Yeah, they just showed exactly what they're capable of, and I'm sure the other two pairings will be watching this match and know that they're in for a match, whichever one of these two they're playing for the rest of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. So the cut break for Ollie Goddard. 3:40 left. 8-ball was in there, wasn't it? Goodness me, that was close to the golden break. As it is, it's dry. Would you believe it? That looked, for all the marbles, that it was heading into that side pocket.
Yeah, and these yellows have got a great opportunity, because the yellow at the top end of the table nearest the 8-ball does pass into the corner. So they've got to just make sure they get this first pot. Zak's looking at the reds, which he's left himself a nice angle now to bring the red out, but it's a tough shot. Is it worth screwing off the side rail and then into it? If he's on this.
Yeah, this doesn't look like it goes. Oh, he's taking the double. Oh no.
Oh, that's a great shot.
How did it squeeze through there?
From our overhead, it doesn't look like it had a chance, but Zak's just got to play one good shot. Lee's just got to play a nice shot here, just soft screw it. Round the 2, and that's perfect.
Yeah, lovely. It's a lovely shot he's played there, Lee. Would have been easy to be a little rattled after the frame that just happened. Made a couple of mistakes within it. Made a couple of good shots so far.
Choose the red to hold through the gap. They've knocked these in brilliantly. Has he got enough angle? Hard to tell.
Well, they have a angle, but it's not loads. I think a good shot required here from Zak.
He could use the screw off the yellow and use this yellow to get down.
Play short side position.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good. I think Lee's pretty happy with that, honestly.
But if they miss, this is a great chance for the counter clearance.
Yeah, just 1 minute left. This feels like the game, really. Has he overcut it? He has. Well, well, well. Ollie Goddard and Justin Matthews, minute 1 minute to make these balls and get yourselves a draw.
He's just got to run through and take the yellow to the left centre and run up the table. And he's not done it. Same shot though.
Going to at some point have to play a big shot. Is this it?
They need a kiss. This is the chance now. They've got to get this kiss. Maybe playing double-double.
Yeah, 20 seconds left. Oh, jaws it. Does he fluke it? He does.
15 seconds. This is huge. Hurry up.
Ollie Goddard may just run out of time.
Playing it like that, yeah.
And they're not quite going to have the time on the clock to secure the buzzer beater. They didn't need much longer.
And the yellow was going.
And there we have it. Zak Shepherd and Lee Whitfield win themselves the match. Barely. That was a tight contest. And the two young'uns can take an awful lot from it. But the victors, without question, Zak Shepherd and Lee Whitfield, they take the victory just in the Pets Cup.